with an expected growth of 19.5% per year between 2008 and 2012, I think we will have anyway to find solutions for cloud computing. So, I mean, it's true that we are now at the CNIL working on that and trying to produce a report and to answer to the questions which are raised on a regular basis by the industry. I think we understood that it should be one of our priority, and in fact the Commission, the European Commission, understood it as well, because it put it as one of the 4th priority of its agenda for the 5 coming years. The problem with, if it's a problem, but the main characteristic of cloud computing is that there is no official definition at the moment. In fact, there are several understandings, and some people would say, well, what's new with cloud computing? At the end of the day, it's only outsourcing, which is just considered in another way. And some of us will make it so difficult that we will have the feeling that we are facing new problems. In fact, I think that, and in fact, just the Wall Street Journal was pointing out this problem in a very nice article that I invite you to read, which was entitled "The Internet Industry is in a Cloud, Whatever That May Mean." So it's really to point out that we may all have different interpretation of what is cloud computing. In any case, I think there are some main considerations, some main technical characteristics of cloud computing. The first one is that, and I think Peter pointed it out quite clearly, there are several and multiple data centers which are located in different places, so that the data will be sent to different data centers and stored in these different data centers. The other characteristic is that because of these multiple data centers, data are likely to be transferred on a randomly basis, depending on the place which is left on the different data centers, and depending on the needs as well of the client. They will be transferred from one point to another one, so that at 10 o'clock they may be in China, and at 10:30 they may be in France, for example. So I think that's one of these two characteristics are kind of raising lots of issues with regard to data protection, because as Peter pointed it out, then it means that there are several jurisdictions which will be competent and several laws which will be applicable. The other characteristic as well of cloud computing is that basically it aims at providing easily accessible platforms. And this is where it's kind of different from outsourcing, from the outsourcing we know already. Because the platforms are made very much accessible in the cloud computing, the kind of clients we have in cloud computing are much wider than the one you have in the normal outsourcing. I mean, with cloud computing, you have clients which are multinationals, but you can have as well small companies, very small companies, or even individuals who are just behind their computer and creating a Picasa application, and then they are using as well, they are clients of cloud computing. So I think this should be something we should take into consideration, is that because cloud computing is very much attractive for clients and for a wide range of clients, the offers are very much different as well from one company to another one. I think we will have difficulties, and in fact we have already difficulties to determine really which is the role played by each party. Meaning, if you have a big company collecting data and then using the services of HP or Accenture or whatever, a company providing cloud computing, then we will see that it's very likely that the big company will be, the client will be able to negotiate the terms and conditions of the service with the cloud computing. And in this sense, we may say that there is a presumption of qualification for the cloud computing provider, who is very likely to be then acting as a data processor, because the client will be able to give clear instruction to the service provider. On the other hand, what can I think about the small barber at the corner of the street who is handling his client's data with Google Docs? Is it really able to give clear instructions to Google? So I think in this way, the qualification of Google as a service provider may differ in that sense that it will not really receive clear instruction from such a small client. And I think this should be taken into account. And one of the ways to assess whether or not the service provider is acting as a data processor or as a data controller, maybe to use a set of clues which would enable both the clients and the service provider to assess the extent to which the service provider is forced to follow the instruction of the client. So you may, for example, want to look at the level of control which is requested by the client on the service provider. You may want to assess to which extent the service provider agreement is detailed. Are there clear instructions, or is the service provider left on its own? So you see, by using this kind